and welcome to the Ty Show for May 19th. Today, not going to do a lot. I just want to review my thoughts on The Last Dance, since I didn't really recap the last 4 episodes. What I thought on the entire series and some of the stories that came out of it. My main takeaway from the whole thing is that MJ is either the greatest player of all time or the second greatest player. I don't think you can compete for anything less than that. He is either 1 or 2. You can throw LeBron at 1, you can throw Kareem at 1, but you have to either put Michael Jordan at 2 or 1, in my opinion. It showed in this series. There's so much hype around a player that was so good at a time in the 90s when I wasn't alive. Didn't ever get to see Michael Jordan play. So me watching this series was huge for me because, again, I didn't get to watch him play at all. And to figure out how hyped Michael Jordan was in the 90s. I mean, we see the Jordan brand now. We know who Michael Jordan is. I mean, I hope everyone knows who Michael Jordan is. But he reached that point where he was that hyped up. I mean, he'd go to France and he had people following him around just because he was Michael Jordan. I don't think LeBron would get that. I don't think anyone else in the world would get that, sports-wise, other than maybe Michael Jordan. Another thing that I would like to say is that he did say at the end that he thought that they could get 7 rings. I do too. I think absolutely. If they had gone back one more year, they would have done it. But it wasn't Michael's fault. It wasn't Jerry Krause's fault. It was Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson was offered a contract after the season. I don't know if they said that in the documentary, but I know Skip Bayless was talking about it the next day. He was offered a contract. The man was offered to play, or to coach one more year. And he didn't take it. He went to go join Kobe and the Lakers at the time. It worked out for him because he would have just been one more year with Michael. But I also don't think Pippen would have came back. Pippen was so fed up with that team, the only reason he stayed was because of Michael. And I don't think that he would have stayed if it wasn't for Michael Jordan. Or even another year, just because of how fed up he was with the Bulls at that time. So don't blame anyone. Yes, they probably would have beaten the Spurs in that series. But I don't think that it would have ever happened because of Phil Jackson and Scottie Pippen. Another thing that I want to bring up is the flu game. The flu game, quotation marks. Because clearly we can tell now it wasn't the flu. There's 2 rumors that I could tell that work out. One is people want to say that the pizza was poisoned. It was not poisoned. It was not spiked. It wasn't anything like that. There are 2 things right there that I think happened that night. And if you watch Jalen and Jacoby, you get the full story of that the whole team eats around 7 or 8 o'clock a pizza. They didn't tell Michael, though. And so Michael spends his whole day waiting for food. Comes 11 o'clock. He still hadn't eaten. Well, they're on the outskirts of Salt Lake. He couldn't just go out and get something, so he ordered a pizza. By the time he gets there, it's 11:30. He takes the pizza, walks into the room with all his other teammates, spits on the whole pizza, and says, "No one touched my pizza." Then proceeds to eat the entire pizza. I'm sorry, if you eat an entire pizza, you're gonna get food poisoning. It's an entire, large pizza. You're gonna be sick. Like me, I feel like I eat a lot. I eat like 3 pieces. He ate like 9 in one night, and then played basketball the next day. And it didn't help that it happened around midnight too. The man, that was another thing that happened. MJ was very competitive, but also acted like a baby sometimes, especially with him. I don't know any grown man that would spit on food to prevent somebody else from eating it. That is all my respect to Michael, but I don't think anyone should ever do that. That was kind of messed up. But I mean, you see how competitive he was with Clyde Drexler saying that he wasn't even in his court, and the Isaiah Thomas segments that happened, and him calling out Kukoc at the time, and Steve Kerr and him fighting to practice. How no matter what, Michael is going to be viewed as the best player. We look at that now with how the fallout's coming. LeBron's over there hyping up MJ like, "Oh, I looked up to him. He was my idol. I want to play with MJ." We haven't heard MJ say one thing about how good LeBron is. At all. Because MJ just feels like he's better than LeBron. And I don't blame him. If you're that person, and we clearly see that in the documentary, it's that person. He's got to do that. I know Robert Horry called him out for calling him a snitch on the Jordan Rule thing, which I don't think Robert Horry did that either. Robert Horry was one of Michael Jordan's best teammates. I don't think he would have snitched out Michael Jordan for clout or any reason. So, but that documentary was made by Jordan's production team, So it was going to be whatever Jordan wanted in that documentary. That's why you didn't get somebody like Craig Hodges who was complaining or anything that looked bad at. And the big thing that I thought we'd probably get is some Michael Jordan in the Wizards. You didn't see any of that because Michael Jordan hated when he played in Washington. Absolutely hated it. And you see that now with him not even putting it in the documentary. But all in all, I thought it was a great documentary. It was a great 5 weeks of watching it. If you watched the after the bell thing yesterday, or after the show, after the dance, I think it was called, to Stephen A. It was really good. You talked to people like Magic, Shaq, and just kind of talked about how good of a player Michael Jordan was, and he really was something special, and that's something that we all learned from this documentary. And it's one of the best documentaries I've sat down and watched in a long time. So I thank ESPN for bringing it out when they did. It's a way to need a couple more months because we need it during this time. That's it for me today. Leave a like, comment. I'll get back to sports news tomorrow. I just wanted to get my first impressions on this since I really hadn't recapped after recapping the first couple episodes. But that's it for me today. Take care, everyone. God bless. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.